are in Copenhagen. One of us is here for the pastries, the other is here to run a marathon on Sunday. I don't want to put any negative vibes out there, but it has not been really the optimal build. Just like the past 3 marathon builds before this one, he's been having this recurring tendon issue that he's trying to manage the best he can. Like in Dubai, he's been seeing a physio pretty much every week to manage it. So he'll have 4 to 6 weeks of really strong training. He'll do really good mileage, really good sessions, and then out of the blue, the tendon starts to flick again. This week, Tuesday, he could not even complete his taper session. But Ben is the most determined and self-driven person I know, and he'll always take a chance, even when the odds are stacked against him. I cannot wait for him to have his day again, just like he did in Seville in February 2024, where he ran 2:23.54, which is his PB. Like, I cannot wait for him to have a day like that again. So we'll see what Copenhagen has in store for him this weekend. It is marathon morning, and I reckon right now I'm a lot more nervous than Ben. Like, every time he races a marathon is the most nerve-wracking hours of my life. Anyway, so he left at 7:30 this morning because he is in the Elite B field. He has access to the Elite tent, he has bottles. So yeah, he left earlier, dropped his bottles, now he's in the Elite tent. The race starts at 9:30. I really feel like anything could happen today. He could PB, he could also DNF, and then the whole spectrum of option between these two extremes is, you know, equally possible. We are actually going to London next week because Ben needs to see some of his clients in person, and Thursday I heard him say on the phone to one of them that if he hadn't committed already to going to London and so needing to be in Europe around this time, then he would have completely scrapped Copenhagen. So, you know, when I hear that, I'm like, okay, he's probably not too confident about today. So we'll just see what happens.
Coming up, early classes of
Okay, the race is underway. I saw Ben. My next spot will be 6 kilometers, which is a very short walk, so I have a little bit of time here, not rushing too much yet. First 5K split in 16:47. I just saw him not even 7 kilometers in. He's already lost the pack. He's with just one other guy. Go Ben, yeah! Okay, so 15K in 50:40. When I saw him, he was in the pack again. Now I'm walking to the tube. I'm going to try to make it to kilometer 24. I think it's going to be touch and go. There is a chance I get there too late. I think I've got here just in time, kilometer 24. Yes, Ben, go Ben! Right, halfway in 1:11 something, just saw him at kilometer 24, still in the pack. Now I'm gonna jump back on the tube and try to make it to kilometer 33. Kilometer 33 is my favorite area so far. There's a DJ over there. I'm loving his tune. And Ben has just gone through 30k in 1 hour 41. Estimated finish time 2:22.15. If he doesn't crack, he can run the PB today, which would be incredible. So now I've got to beat him to the finish, and yeah, next time I see him, he will hopefully have a new marathon PB.
That may be
40k in 2:15 flat.
just 60 seconds on the men's course record. Surely she is going to be a 6-minute half marathon runner, and she's about to become a 2:21, 2:22.
Come on! Yes, come!
The title is going to Mercy Cheplogan of Kenya.
2:20, 2:41. He did it. That's over 1 minute PB. I'm so proud, considering the build he's had. Oh my gosh, I'm bursting with pride. You did it.
Oi. Cramp from, am I right? Not, it wasn't cramp, but you know when you feel like it's about to happen.
Was it like your hamstring or?
Yeah, from about 30k.
Oh,
And I was like, because the plan was a negative split,
yeah.
but I was just like, I don't want to do anything stupid, so yeah.
You paced it really well.
Oi.
So,
In no man's land till like 10k,
yeah,
and then a pack photos were behind.
yeah. And from then on, you were
And then I
in the
just sat
pack.
at the back of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel fine. Like, look,
I'm so honestly, I'm so proud. Over 1 minute PB.
yeah, it's okay.
No, like, come on, don't say it's okay. Like,
Yeah, but like,
but considering the build you've had,
like,
how was
I
the
got
10?
nothing. Oh no, I got water. Yeah. that
Do
was
you want
it.
Coke? I've got Coke in the bag. Okay, we are now in London. It is 2 days post-marathon, and Ben has been so busy with work that I will just not be able to get him to sit down for 5 minutes, talk to the camera, give us a bit of a race recap. So I'm going to attempt to do it on his behalf as a way to outro this video. I took some notes. I've got some little crumbs of information from Ben's debrief when we were, talking about the race Sunday afternoon. So in the elite B and C fields that Ben was a part of, there were 2 pace groups, 2:20, 2:27. Ben was kind of like bang in the middle. I kind of expected him, to be honest, to try and go with the 2:20 group because historically in previous marathon, that's what he's done. He's always gone out too quick. And maybe a part of him wanted to do that, but honestly, he was very wise Sunday and he did not. So when I saw him at the start, he was literally kilometer 0.5. He was still in that big pack that was basically the 2:20 group that was stretching quite far back. And then when I saw him at kilometer 6.7, just him and another guy, that is because he had decided not to try and hang on to the 2:20 pack and to just run his own race. And then there were other runners a little behind. And that guy he was with, they had a bit of a chat. They decided to stick together and to take turns at the front. So that's what they did. They were pretty much in no man's land until kilometer 10 or so. And then a pack from behind caught them. And from then on, Ben basically managed to stay in a group until the latter stages of the race. Originally, he had talked a bit about it with his coach, but he wanted to try and go through halfway in 71 to 71.30, and that's actually what he did. I think it was 71.16. And he wanted to try and pick up the pace and negative split and close faster, which did not quite happen. After kilometer 30, he started to have hamstring cramps, which always happens during marathons, and it's always the same side, always the same hamstring. So he thinks that's maybe like a strength issue, so he's got to do more runner-specific strength training in the gym, but thankfully his tendon behaved, the tendon didn't flick, that was not an issue. The fueling, he really nailed it. He's pretty sure that he did about 100 grams of carbs per hour. He had access to bottles. He put 4 bottles on the course. One of them had a Morten carb mix. One of them had electrolytes. The other 2 bottles had just water, but he strapped a gel at every bottle, and then he had 3 gels with him, and he took a caffeine gel before the start. I'm not quite sure, I didn't ask if he took absolutely everything, but what he said is that he averaged roughly 100 grams of carbs per hour per his estimation. And as you saw at the finish, he was, I'm not going to say a little blasé, but it was not exactly, super joyful, because from his point of view, he thinks that he should be able to do better than that, considering his times in other distances. And he knows that, you know, when he'll be able to really like put it together properly, he can run a sub 220, which will be possible eventually. So he's still not happy yet because he's not where he wants to be yet, you know what I mean? Whereas for the rest of us, you know, we're all like, oh my gosh, 222, that's amazing. Over a 1 minute PB in the marathon, that's amazing. But, you know, Ben doesn't think like that. I do think though that he's a bit relieved that he got the monkey off his back, because finally, after 2 years of average marathons per his standards, at least he got a decent result and he got a new marathon PB. But now I would say it means that for the next marathon, he'll probably take more risks. And it's either going to pay off or it's going to backfire, and that's going to be another stressful day for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and congratulations to everyone who raced the Copenhagen Marathon over the weekend, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye!